Hello. Thank you for checking out another video on my channel. It's been about a month or two since I've uploaded, just because I've gotten busy with other stuff, doing other projects and things. But I thought I'd do a quick update and show this machine here. This is what I've been working on for a while now. This predates even some of the mini disc projects that I was showing off earlier in the channel's history. Um, and this thing has just been a nightmare. It's been difficult. This is a Fostex B16. This is a 16 track, half-inch, 15-inch per second tape machine with logic controls, if you want to call that. This was released in 1984, I believe. It's part of a sort of a set of new digital studio tools. This is the tape recorder. It's a semi-professional machine. I believe this would have been about 9,000 USD or 8,000 USD at the time of launch, which would have outpriced it from being, something that someone would have purchased for home use, certainly. So this was relegated mostly to small studios and, maybe home studios and stuff. I acquired this unit about 5 months ago now, 4 months ago. It was an estate sale happening on eBay, and there was a couple of these semi-professional machines, and the prices were really low. I would have to have it shipped, which is a worrying thing, especially because I wanted to do budget shipping. So I sort of expected it to come in pieces, but there was actually no damage at all from the shipping. But it wasn't in a functional state either, and that's kind of where I've been with it. I've been trying to decipher electromechanically what could be going wrong. So this is more of anything. This video is an ask for help, especially if anybody owns a B16 that's functioning. I've removed the front plate from this one just so I could get a look at it, and if somebody else has one and could take the front plate off so that I could see the function of this linkage here, I would be really appreciative. And in fact, I think what I'll do here is I'll change the camera angle a little bit so that you can get a bit of an up-close picture, and I can demonstrate exactly what it is that's going wrong with this machine. So perhaps I'll do that now. I thought I'd just show the power up on this, because all of these early 80s devices always have very neat power cycles, and I appreciate that. But now I'm going to tilt the camera up just a little bit. Let me put this down. Now what I can do from here is sort of explain what's going wrong. And that's a little bit difficult because, again, it's understanding the function of this machine as it would be when it's working normally versus what it's doing now. Because I have other tape machines, and you get a sense from other tape machines how it should be operating, and then there's also definitely differences in how this machine's how it transports tape specifically. So I'm going to thread it up here, and then I will show you what happens when any sort of transport is applied. So as you can see, I've started the process of threading here. It's a little bit finicky on this machine. It's quite an interesting tape path, especially because there's this sensor here that is a tape sensor for the left reel, and then has a right reel tape sensor as well. So quite a lot of mechanical things going on, and also all these switch bays that this has to pass through in order to correctly be sensed. Just finishing up threading this. I was trying to get the there's still a bit of a scrape that I'm aware of, and I can hear it every time that goes past. That's quite infuriating. And it also means that I can see burring happening on the edge of the tape here. Now this is a test tape, it's not very important, but still frustrating, because if I ever want to run decent tape through this, that'll just be another thing I have to address. But it also makes getting the friction grip for this extremely difficult. And this tape really does not, see, you can see it keeps dropping. It does not like to stay in friction. I can also hear scraping, probably from the depth on this pin. That roller is I think, it's too far into the body, so it's causing causing the tape to rub against the spool. Um, but yeah, now that it's threaded up and specifically going through this tape sensor, it should be, by the machine's manual, this would be playable at this point, or at least you'd be able to check. And it will click, and you will see movement in the reels for a moment, and then it will cease again. And there you go. Now that happens without exception in every instance. That's fast forward, that's rewind, that's play. And I've stopped it there. And it's difficult to tell really what's going on here. There's a bar here, essentially. It goes up like this and has it's a T-bar, and then that's connected to strips of metal with felt in them that go around the drum of this reel table. I'm terrible at explaining things. Essentially, this is part of the braking mechanism. So when play is engaged, this should go up to allow these to spin freely and hold on tension, and it doesn't. And in fact, if I hold this up myself and fast forward, it'll actually function, and the counter works properly too. You can see that's progressing. So I don't particularly know what's wrong. I'm suspecting it's some sort of failure, maybe with one of these solenoids, but they both still seem to fire. So any advice would be, appreciated, because I'd love to get this machine working again. It's just, as it goes, there's nothing I can do about it. You'll see I'll drop this here, and it'll just stop. So user error, perhaps? I could perhaps be operating this incorrectly. I do, though, suspect, just from watching other people's units operate with the cover on, that I'm definitely have some sort of mechanical failure going on here. So anyone with one of these machines would be appreciated. Any advice is appreciated. I'm more familiar working on more modern devices, but I do love tape machines. Reel-to-reel stuff is like my big passion, along with mini discs, which is a fun combo. I like DAT recorders and stuff, but those are more self-explanatory when you work on them. And this thing is just, I'm trying to understand, because I could go off about voltages. About people are telling you to test the motor, the real voltages, because like if there's any issue with the tension, that could cause a problem with the ICs in charge of controlling the motors. They'll shut off because they don't want to overvolt the motors if there's like something wrong, if there's something blocked. So it could be that it's just very minutely out of balance, and that's causing the safety mechanism for the real motor ICs to just cut the power instantly, which is why when I lift these, it functions like normally, but it also just immediately drops tape like that. So something's weird, something's not good, and I don't really know how to get that fixed, but any advice would be appreciated. And I do know for certain I'm going to be doing more videos. I have a couple other mini disc videos I have planned, and then I'll have another upload probably at the same time this one is. That's just going to be going over that stuff more in depth. But I wanted to go over just the stuff with this reel-to-reel machine, because that's probably going to end up being the content here for a little while we might end up taking this entire machine apart to figure out why that's not functioning. So if I do end up doing that, I'm definitely going to record it, so you'll get to see that. But thank you for sticking around and checking out this quick little video. And if anybody has any ideas, I would be very happy to hear. So thank you.